Hello everyone. So today I thought I'd do this martial arts fighter. Drew it in my sketchbook and just kind of wanted to bring it a bit more to life. I wasn't too sure about the background. I thought I would have like just sort of a couple of red sticks or something behind her, just to kind of create some contrast on the blue. But I do eventually change my mind, so stick around to see the end of that. But yeah, so I blocked it all in with grayscale and did the skin tone as well on a separate layer. So I was developing all the flats at this point. I have found that it's actually a good idea to use the lasso tool to cut out your character and then to fill it in with grey, and then on separate layers do all the flats. Because constantly sort of going back and forth and doing things is a pain, especially when you've got a background involved as well. So it does make it a bit easier, but I do get it. Sometimes I have done it without filling in grey, and then I've done that because it's a bit more like an actual painting. But no. The number of times I've done an actual painting and I've thought to myself like, oh, Control X, and no, you have to think your way out of it a lot more technically than that. So yeah, at this point I've kind of got all the flats done, and I'm thinking about highlights and shadow. Several times in this I will use my trick of copying the image, duplicating it, and then applying a multiply color mode, and then a mask, and then inverting the mask, and then painting it back using a white brush. Usually my soft brush does it. I've tried it with many other brushes, but the soft brush is very delicate. But I have found that if you lower the opacity down as well of that brush to, say, like 30 to 50%, you can kind of paint in the shadows from the multiply layer and sort of get a much nicer contrast. Alternatively, you can paint it all in properly and then just lower the contrast of the multiply layer. Either or, really. So yeah, I'm using the blending brush right now to just sort of take away some of those harsh lines caused by the sketch. It's a lot more obvious, the sketch lines, than they are in the actual sketchbook. So I think it's because obviously it's on the computer and you can zoom in as much as you like. So I do try to sort of reduce that. Yes, I tried to give her an interesting haircut. It's obviously completely unrealistic. But, that's the fun of art. You can sort of play around and be a bit more surreal. So, yeah, I gradually start taking out those lines in the background because I'm not going to go through with the original background design. In fact, some of the things that I like to do is I like to do photo manipulation. So I'd bring in a background, I'd convert it probably to an oil paint version, or play around with it, make it look less like a photograph, and then just sort of blend it into my own artwork, which is always fun and helps considerably with speed. Yeah, so here I'm just sort of redesigning her hair, trying to sort of imagine the flow and where certain parts of it will go. Yes, I use a Huion RDS 220 that are links in the description below. And yeah, let me know if you get one, because I use it all the time and absolutely love it. Yeah, that's me getting rid of those background lines. I think by this point I'd made my mind up. I was going to do a completely different background. I also took in her stomach of the top because I just thought it came out a bit too far. The other thing I find as well is if I get the face right, the rest of it follows. So it is important to me, at least, to really work on the face. I did want to make her a bruiser, and I wasn't too sure about the side of her head where it's been shaved. I do eventually do a design on that as well. A bit of rim lighting, and again with the blender brush I start going in and making the bandages clearer. Yes, I am always thinking about the light and the shadow. When I start applying the white light, that's kind of like the final version of lighting. And the same would happen if I used black as well. That would be like the ultimate shadow, wouldn't it? So this boiler that I used, it really helped because I did want to put some sort of shape behind her head. I thought it'd really sort of capture her. And so this boiler fit the profile perfectly. So I did wind up having to sort of paint it all in and reuse my white grey block in. And that helped a lot just to kind of cement her. Fixing the bandages. As you can see, I've done the design on the side of her head. Also as well, I do use Pinterest a lot to sort of help with references. Oh, seams are nice and fun as well. It's just black, and then on the side where the light's facing you do, you know, white, and you can sort of blend it in and make it correct. A few more glows. Yeah, a bit of camera raw. And then my dragon design. That's it. Do it all on her arm and on her clothes. And here's the final design. Then. So yeah, if you like what you see, you can like and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in the future. Hope you like it. Bye.